the more you learn, it's you have to then decide, okay, you almost have to differentiate. Well, what does it mean to be an American to me? You know, because if I stay here and I sleep under this banner of America where I can make money and I can have, and there's a welfare system, and albeit there, you know, people have ideas of whether they're good or bad, and those, but that I stay here, I continue to stay here, I keep myself here, this is where I choose to be, you know, in the safety of this place.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's like, well, how complicit am I, or am I just an American? And this is I got blessed into this place, and this is where I am. And if somebody else weren't born into this place and they were in a place that were, you know, more hostile and scary to live in and sleep in and try to survive in, wouldn't they be praying that they would be here, or that they would have some of the same things?
Yeah,
you know?
everyone.
Does that make any sense?
No, it does. Yeah, no. What you're describing, like I said, is what leftists call like living in the imperial core. Because if you're in the heart of empire, you at the very least don't suffer the repercussions of being the victims, right?
Right.
Like you're not in Guatemala, so you're not getting destabilized by the American government in many instances, like, or at least throughout your history. So you haven't been kept down. And therefore your situation in comparison to them is going to be a lot better.
And then what do I want my life to be like day to day? Do I want it to be this constant or do I want to not think about those things and think that those are the government's, you know, some of that's the government's responsibility. I do my best to elect and vote in a way that I think is meaningful and vote for the best person. And then I try to enjoy my life and take care of my family and my neighbor. You know, I think it's like, I don't know, that's kind of how I think maybe I start to break it down in my head, you know?
Yeah. So, that what you were describing right there is basically the heart of, I wouldn't say the problem necessarily, but that is why a lot of people just like tune out, because they feel just powerless at the end of the day. You know, you got your protests, you vote, and then these guys do whatever the fuck they want to do. What am I supposed to do is like the attitude that the average citizen has in this country. And you know, that's why things slowly but surely seemingly get worse year over year. Maybe not for you and I, because like, I mean, we're relatively successful, but for like average people, for everyday people, shit is fucked up. And they recognize it, but they don't know who is responsible for it. And they become so malleable and so open to responding to anybody that will look at anybody that will recognize their frustration and say, it's actually because of this and that. And I think Trump tapped into that so perfectly. And that's why he won. That's why he defeated the Democrats so handily. Because he was like, yes, you're angry. I'm angry too. Why are you angry? Because woke libtards, because DEI, because trans people, because, undocumented immigrants. Undocumented immigrants aren't your fucking landlord. They're not the one who's raising the price of rent. They don't own the mega corporations. They're not sitting at the board of BlackRock. You know what I mean? It's not a Guatemalan migrant that's sitting at the board of BlackRock, purchasing all the fucking houses, or they're not the real estate developers that refuse to, add to the like much needed supply of housing.
Yeah, and instead put a fucking rag and bone in every town, dude.
I fucking hate rag and bone.
Well, it's just like, dude, don't tear down cool areas and just put up a rag and bone, dude.
Yeah.
It's not fucking cool. But no, man, it's interesting. I never really heard it put like that. Like, and then of course, the other things, you say these other things to people, that doesn't feel, you got to point, you have to approach people with something they can point a finger at, and it's whatever they're pointing at is close enough where they feel like it can be reached.
Yeah.
Right? Like those are things that it's like, but also those are things like you label, like Trump talked about them last night on some of the congressional address. I think it was the party address last night.
Yeah, he did like a fake State of the Union. It was a joint congressional address.
Joint congressional address.
Yeah,
because he talked about some of those things like DEI.
Yeah, bro, they cut DEI. Now planes are fucking falling out of the sky, man. We need to bring Pete Buttigieg back as the transportation secretary. He needs to fix the problem.
Was he a dog in there?
No.
We need black pilots, dude. First of all, black people can jump better. So how are you not gonna have a fucking black dude in a plane, bro?
I don't know. I don't know about the jumping. I don't know. I don't know
I'm just
how
saying,
that would factor into the to the pilot program.
But still, dude, if I saw Michael Jordan in the cockpit, that bitch, we're gonna stay up. That's how I'm
Oh,
feeling.
100%.
Like that's where I feel.
Now
I
I think on if I get on a plane and I see a white man, that dude better be in a polyamorous relationship. Okay, I need that dude sucking dick. Okay,
No,
I need something. If he's straight. And he's a straight white male. That plane is falling, dude. That's what's going on. Trump came in, he killed DEI. Every day there's another fucking plane crash.
But is it white dudes doing it? Here's the thing.
Nah, I'm fucking around. I'm not being serious.
Oh,
Even though Republicans do think that is real, where they're like, oh, if there's a black woman pilot, that's why planes are falling. It's like, no, dumbass, it's because of fucking capitalism. Like they've literally undercut every aspect of production to make more money. They constantly outsource. They constantly send certain aspects of manufacturing to other countries where there's like less regulation and less restrictions. That makes them more money. And that's why fucking planes are, the doors are exploding and shit while they're flying in the.
Is that one of the real reasons you think it's going on?
That's 100% the reason why it's going on.
Bring it up. See if we can. That's a good question. Why? Because there seems to be these little times in history where it's like, okay, for this year, it's almost like they press a plane trouble button, and it's like, oh, now there's plane trouble.
Well, that's also because minor incidents happen all the time.
Right.
But the media hyper focuses on them when it becomes like a hot button topic. That's what it is. And there are obviously freak accidents as well. Like freak accidents happen. Mm-hmm. But I think there's never really like a perfect example, like a perfect demonstration of why these things are happening more frequently.
Yeah. Let me see what this even says. No, there were actually more plane crashes between January 1st, 2024 and February 1st, 2024 when you compare the same time period this year to last year. So there were more crashes.
Yeah, but the difference is the severity of like one big crash and then people hyper focus on it. This happened with Palestine, Ohio. Remember when the train derailment happened and everybody was like, why aren't they covering this? Well, I'm a little bit of a foamer. I love trains. Maybe it's because of the autism, but like, how how many train derailments happening every year? Every single year, 1,000. Some of them are minor, some of them are major, right? So every single person hyper focused on this, understandably, because like they try to do a shitty ass cover up for it and be like, oh no, everything is fine.
And there was gas leaking. Yeah, there was definitely.
Like, oh, you just feel itchy. It's normal. Keep drinking the water. It's fine that it's green. Shut up. But because of that, then everybody started focusing on all these derailments, and they were like, what the hell's going on? And it's like there's a lot of that happens all the time. It's just the media doesn't pay attention to it. Because if you paid attention to it all the time, you go crazy. It's like crime.
Right.
Crime in big cities. It's a constant.
Oh, yeah.
That is a buddy of mine was staying with me, and he's from like the suburbs of Portland, right? Just like a very white neighborhood. And I live in the middle of West Hollywood. And, LA is not like New York or whatever, but it's still a city, right? Every time he heard firecrackers or whatever, like fireworks or whatever, he would freak out. He's like, is that gunshots? I'm like, no, man, that's just fireworks. Like, what are you talking about? And then he would hear like, ambulances or police sirens, and he'd freak out. Because like, if you live in a suburb and you hear police sirens, yeah, something crazy happened, right? But if you live in a city, you hear it all the time as background noise because there's always shit happening. There's, tens of millions of people around.
So how are you saying that relates to this?
What I mean by that is if you pay attention to it with apps like, Nextdoor and Citizen and Ring and all this stuff, you start realizing that like it's happening all the time and it makes you go crazy. Same with train derailments, same with plane crashes and whatnot. They're a normal part of this process, and you got to look at the data and try to figure out if this is like truly unique or not. And in terms of the plane crashes, the deadly nature of some of them is unique. There have been some big ones, right? Like with the Ronald Reagan Airport one. But outside of that, like, minor bumps at the Seattle airport or whatever, like that's normal.
Yeah, and a couple of them were like these planes almost hit each other. And they would show you a video, and I watched one of them 2 times. I'm like, that shouldn't even look close to me.
Yeah.
And but they just label it that way. It's definitely kind of fascinating. And then once something happens, you start to hyper focus on it.